Another Wednesday of Fantasy Shot Callers Bro Live. We are going live today to talk about week 8 of the fantasy football season. Season, season, and it is happening. We are here with my boy JT. What's good?
Give me that. I just saw the
Good.
graphic. That's fucking hilarious.
You like that?
That's definitely not Justin Herbert's girlfriend.
It is not. But Justin Herbert's girlfriend can be Justin Herbert's girlfriend for the time for a low price of an NFL contract.
Yeah. I mean, so what? She's 32. He's whatever. Who cares?
Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I don't either.
I'm wondering if he's ever going to return the investment. Didn't look good. Didn't look great this week.
No, not at all. I mean, I guess Kansas City's defense is it.
They look pretty good, man. I mean, it looks like, for as much as we kind of like talk about where like Tyreek is missing on that offense,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like we're starting to understand the strategy there where it's they wanted to reinvest in the trenches and their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good so far. That's the best I can remember it, to be honest. They've been,
Especially like this early in the season too. They usually ramp it up like after week 9.
yeah, Steve Spags takes a little bit to get it going.
But I mean, they hit on their draft picks. I mean, Trent McDuffie and who's the guy on the other side? I don't know, some other second or third year player. What's up, Albert? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living?
You're,
All right, let's.
I think what is it? Karloftis? They have an edge rusher. I think that was
Yeah,
one
I
of the
mean,
guys they took.
they. Yeah, and obviously they have Chris Jones playing, but like, no, there's another guy on the.
L'Jarius Sneed.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that duo is performing quite well and
Yep.
definitely helped them win the Super Bowl last year. Let's see. All right, so trade deadline is on Halloween. That is about 6 days from now. What players are you looking at that actually may be traded?
Well, I mean, Tennessee's already kind of started their they're already offloading here. Certainly looks like the Tannehill injury is more than just a weak thing. And I think that you got a new GM in there. Vrabel's completely safe. I think Vrabel will be the Titans coach as long as he wants to be. That kind of signals, hey, we're kind of offloading here. You could see a nuke traded. I'm not really sure how the money would work, but I assume that could be reworked if he wanted to get out of there. I think the big chip there is probably Derrick Henry, especially if you're transitioning into a rebuilding situation. And again, I'm not one of the people where it's like, oh, Derrick Henry's 29 or Derrick Henry's 30.
Mm-hmm.
He's, basura. I'm more of Derrick Henry's an alien. I'm not going to compare him to every other running back, but for whether it's the O-line or, he's just can't take on 8 to 9 man boxes anymore here. Henry's definitely, his efficiency has dropped down a little bit here. Instead of an every week blow up guy, he's kind of an every other week guy. But Derrick Henry to the Browns, that would be fun. That would be a massive win for Henry holders here.
Yeah.
Can't really see them giving up on Treylon Burks this early. And who knows, maybe Tannehill gets sent somewhere. I don't know who would buy a 35-year-old, middle of the pack quarterback on a bad ankle, but I think the Titans, trading Byard was I feel like that's a big signal there. Minnesota's probably less of a candidate to be trading away pieces here. Certainly looks like they're going to keep Kirk Cousins.
I think they're going to keep winning too.
Think so? Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Could
mean,
be.
I think it's going to be the flip that, I mean, they've beaten these teams. The defense is actually playing like a Brian Flores defense the past, like, let's just say week, right?
Yeah.
uh, but going forward, like sometimes defensive coordinators just need to know to get their personnel and how to work with them because just looking at the Jets, right? Jeff Ulbrich has been there for a couple seasons now. So has
Mhm.
Robert Saleh. It
Mhm.
is beneficial to get to know your personnel that have been there for a little while and how to use them and how not to use them. So I think that's maybe what Brian Flores is doing and why their defense was so bad in the beginning. And I think their defense may be okay going forward.
We'll see. I mean, that's still a defense that I'm happy to see on the schedule if I'm playing
Yeah.
fantasy guys. I look, the NFL trade deadline's unlike other trade deadlines where it's going to be probably less eventful. It's harder to plug in, NFL guys into different schemes. So I think the biggest indicators that you want to look for to try to project a guy getting moved is one, he's in the final year of his contract and the team probably isn't going to sign him. That's probably number one. Number two is there scheme familiarity? Like, I think a wide receiver going from, well, we just saw it. For example,
Mhm.
Cam Akers going from Sean McVay's system to Kevin O'Connell's system. Lots of overlap. Lots of. Hey, Ewok, what up?
Oh, that's Ewok? He
Yeah,
changed.
it's Ewok. So you know, there's a lot of there has to be some kind of schematic familiarity. So we're looking for contract, last year a contract, scheme familiarity, and third, their team sucks.
Mhm.
That's the third indicator there where it's like their team sucks and they are trying to actively trade away any talent on their team. So I think Tennessee might fit that. Um, um,
Oh
so
shit. Yeah, my name changed so I can go spy on Rico knows.
yeah, nice. I don't know who that is, but
Me neither. Good. Good.
I hope
Good
I
for
hope
you.
I hope you don't get caught like the University of Michigan staffer. So just kind of like looking at the standings here. I don't think New England's exactly going to pack it up, even though isn't it funny to watch Patriot fans just like kind of like lose their shit right now,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh no, we're winning!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And see, I have some bad news for all Patriot fans. You're not gonna have a uh a top 5 draft pick. That's just not how Belichick rolls.
yeah,
Sorry.
I don't think
He
that's going to happen.
literally is allergic to losing. He doesn't know how to lose. That's the one thing he sucks at is losing.
Yeah, they might get to like 7-10, 8-9.
Still though.
I thought the Mac stuff, and I know we were off last week. Mac was one of my guys that I was trying to say to buy, where it's just like he just reached a point in cost that it's like even if he does continue to suck, what did it cost you? Nothing. You know what I mean? But if he
Mhm.
pops, you made a solid ROI there.
Yeah.
So Tennessee makes sense. Denver is another team that makes sense. Sean Payton wanting to bottom out
Mhm.
there. Um, I think the Raiders could maybe offload a couple guys there. I think McDaniels is probably safe this year. The Giants should trade people, but they won't. I don't know. They should be trading anyone worth of any value.
The Giants.
Um, oh yeah, the Giants. Yeah, 100%. They're not going anywhere. The Bears. Kind of whatever on the Bears. I don't know. I don't. So the Bears are kind of like in that precarious spot where it's like you can't sell too much. You have
Mhm.
to keep some talent for next year. We already saw them get rid of Claypool, which was a nothing burger of a trade. But you have to kind of keep guys to evaluate Justin Fields because you have to know, is this our guy moving forward, or is it not? So
Yeah.
I think Green Bay is probably closer to sellers than buyers. I think they
Mhm.
just I don't think they're a very good team right now. And I would be trying to move off of guys there. There's older guys that I think that they need to eat a year. That's what
What
they
about the
got to eat.
Buccaneers?
Uh, so there's too much of their team that's just kind of like you're almost forced to go for it. It's kind of like being like it's like you're 6-6 at the trade deadline in your
Mhm.
fantasy league, and it's like I'm not trading my first round dynasty pick. I'm going to keep that in case this blows up in my face, but I might tepidly send like my second and maybe a future second or something. I won't trade this year's first.
Mhm.
I think that they've shown enough. It's a very winnable division. Um, I don't. If you're Tampa, I can't imagine you're scared of the Falcons or New Orleans. Um, the Panthers, they're 0-6. I would be trying to sell Adam Thielen to anyone if
Yeah.
I could. Although that's kind of like similar to the Bears, you have to kind of evaluate what do I have with Bryce Young. Also, fun fact, they don't have their first round pick.
Who?
Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have their first round pick. The Bears have it.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
right now,
Go on.
the Bears have the 101
Yeah.
via Carolina, which that's got to be like the absolute worst case scenario there, where like
Mhm.
you trade up for the 101, you trade your future first, and then you ended up trading up all of that for Bryce Young, and then you could have just had Caleb Williams anyway. See, the dogs know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They were just like, "Fuck,
Exactly.
that's a
God
terrible
damn it.
trade."
God damn it.
Could you imagine
So
that you traded Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, whatever other picks that you traded Caleb Williams and DJ Moore to take Bryce Young.
Mhm.
Oof. Just that alone is terrible.
Now let's go
Oh,
to the
and the 109. My bad. Good.
let's go to the flip side of it. The buyers in this market. What like
Um,
I if Brandon Bean doesn't make a move to find a wide receiver too for Josh Allen, it's like does he deserve to get fired?
well, I mean, if they miss the playoffs, I think that they might get fired.
Yeah.
So, although the Pagulas have seemed the ownership in Buffalo kind of seem a little patient. If I'm Buffalo, I'm probably calling for Devontae Adams. I don't know if Devontae's tradable though, and I know the Raiders came out and said we're not trading Devontae Adams, which is fair. I mean, if you look at the standings, the Raiders are shockingly only a game behind Buffalo.
Yeah.
So
Or someone that is familiar with Stephon Diggs, who's an aging receiver and having a top 10 finish in fantasy right now,
Thielen,
Adam Thielen.
yeah, I'm
They
not sure
played
how the cap
wonderful
would work.
together.
Not sure how the cap would work, but also, McDermott and Bean came from Carolina, so
But
there
like
is.
they wouldn't have signed him to that contract if they were going to just trade him away because they knew they were going to be shit.
Yeah, I don't think they thought they were going to be this bad, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think their defense got a little overhyped. And it's not like they've. Wow. Thielen is 33. I'm trying to find his SPO track real quick. It's a 320. But it looks like his signing bonus has already been paid out. It's not crazy. I mean, it's tradable, but it'd probably be a very high price for them to eat that kind of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a bigger cap hit next year and in 2025. So, yeah.
I really don't think Adam Thielen's going anywhere, but like still, I mean, like the Bills need to make a move. They need to make a move somewhere.
I mean, Thielen would make a lot of sense. No doubt about it. Trying to get back to the standings.
And
Yeah, I don't
I
think
just don't. The Bills don't have a red zone presence.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Kincaid or Gabe Davis.
Yeah, they're gonna go after Renfro. What's up, JL Khan? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living?
JL. Renfro makes a lot of sense. Especially with them kind of like stockpiling slot guys there a little bit. The Bills kind of have Giants-itis there, where like they just keep stockpiling all these slot guys and then don't use them. So Renfro would kind of be consistent there. Probably wouldn't cost that much. And, kind of given you could definitely envision Hunter Renfro kind of having the same success that Cole Beasley had over there. I don't know if I agree that Josh Allen's part of the issue. I think I've been very, very consistent in saying that I'm not a big Ken Dorsey fan. Just a lot of his play calls feel predictable. And when he goes up against better defenses or good D coordinators, you see them kind of get stifled for a little bit until they go hurry up, where kind of play calling kind of doesn't really matter as much. It's kind of on the player to just kind of tempo and call an audible and keep it going. So yeah, I'm just not a big Ken Dorsey guy. I think with on a couple shows with Schlag, I was really pushing for Sean Payton to go to Buffalo. So there is that portion. I think just coaching wise, it's gone stale, and they're a little too predictable. I think the talent is great. I mean, I think a lot of rosters could do a lot worse. But yeah, no, they definitely need a wide receiver. I just don't know where it's going to come from. Like you said, Thielen's a good match. Do you take a flyer on like a Jerry Jeudy?
I think that's risking it. I think they're very
how
close.
Much could he cost? How much could he cost? Like a fifth?
Probably a fifth. Yeah, fourth or fifth.
I think Jeudy gets interesting there. I don't think Washington's gonna give up anything there.
What about the Chargers, man? They're like Quentin Johnson is not doing it. Wait, and I believe there was like a pair of guys that like were talking about how he wasn't going to do it. I can't seem to see them. Are they on this show today? Oh, wait, yeah, that's fucking us.
Yeah. That's definitely one on the co-board there. We both co-signed that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he fell to me in a couple drafts where it's like, all right, I guess I kind of have to take
just in case. Those just in case
just could be worse. He could be Justin Ross.
Oh man, yeah. JL's saying Jeudy probably will cost a third. I don't think
he's that Jeudy costs a third? No way. I think I don't see that.
No.
Yes. Steve Smith is out on his smear campaign.
Schmer.
I don't know. So I think we could kind of see. I don't know. Do the Rams get frisky and trade somebody? I don't think they trade Cooper Kupp. There's no way.
No. Look, I think that the Chargers could make a play for Mike Evans.
Interesting.
Because Keenan Allen is the possession receiver. Mike Evans is the long, deep threat, and he's a presence in the red zone.
Right.
And he's huge, and he's consistent.
That's kind of funny because I think if I went through all of my fantasy teams in my lifetime, the biggest combination would be those two guys on my roster at receiver.
Keenan Allen and Mike Evans?
Yeah, that would probably be the biggest combination of guys. I mean, that makes sense. But I just don't see Tampa, just given how their front office typically works. Mm-hmm. Todd Bowles is a coach there trying to win it. And I think defensively, they've played the part. They've looked much better. They were banged up last year, and I think overall this is about as good as you could ask for. A lot of people thought that they might be in the cellar in that division.
Yeah.
Does he have 1.5? I thought he's a free agent after this year. So, like, I think the main issue that we're seeing with the trade deadline with teams that need wide receivers is most of the teams at the bottom of the standings don't have good skill guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest issue here.
Except the Giants.
I think the one name that would kind of maybe be exciting that matches a team that's kind of low. What about Hollywood Brown?
That would be interesting.
That would be a tough sell, I think, for Arizona, where I think they gave up a first for him, so they would probably want a first back.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an interesting move.
What about Dalvin Cook?
What would the Jets get for him?
I don't know.
One spin cycle in a dishwasher?
Better than nothing.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
How did he get this bad?
I mean, years of putting his body through extreme punishment. Yeah, jail is on the right. They might get some bad. Yeah, he's toast, man. Absolute toast. There's a reason there's a reason he took the biggest bag. Let's put it that way. He knew it was his last one he was getting.
Well, you know, JT did say Kareem Hunt will never play football again, so hopefully he's wrong about this.
I mean, I definitely didn't think he was going to play again, but he looks all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to look all right behind that offensive line.
I just didn't think Nick Chubb's knee was going to explode.
Yeah, I didn't either, obviously.
That was a weird reporting as well, where they're like, "Oh, his knee is broken. Oh, wait, it's not as bad as we thought. Oh, wait, no, he didn't tear his ACL. Oh, wait, yeah, he did tear his ACL. Sorry, guys, we were just fucking around.
Just joshing around with you. All right, let's get on to a segment that I think is privy to the times we're in right now in redraft, and it's called the Droppables. People that we are dropping that we are super high on, but because they haven't performed yet, they may be owned in 60% of leagues or higher. But who are we dropping? I'll go first. Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, Dotson's pretty safe drop. Trying to find. I mean, mine's kind of obvious. Elijah Mitchell's definitely droppable.
Mm-hmm.
Blooms, what up? Blooms calling out the Browns medicals. I have a couple redraft guys that I think that are droppable.
Okay.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
Jordan Love.
Yep.
Daniel Jones.
Yep.
And I'm going to go spicy. I'm going to say Geno Smith.
Okay.
In one QB, he's droppable.
You think they're running the ball a little too much for him to be effective?
I think he just has like a really, really bad string of defenses that he's going up against.
Okay.
And I think he has like one playable week in the next 6 or 7. He's got a lot of tough defenses coming up. Oh, he's got Cleveland, Baltimore, Washington. Washington doesn't really scare you. The Rams, who he did not play well against week 1. San Francisco, Dallas, San Francisco, Philly.
Jesus. It doesn't end. It doesn't end.
He gets Tennessee week 16, and then week 17 he has Pittsburgh.
Okay, so if you have Geno Smith, don't
try to trade him now.
Yeah.
try to trade him now. Good
Even in
Lord.
Superflex and everything. Jesus.
I wish we had
Christmas.
the soundbite of Aaron Donald doing the stunt coming up the middle. He's like, "Oh my God." He just like throws the ball away. He's just like, oh my God. Yeah, no, it's going to be tough, man. I think Seattle is, they're in a tough spot there.
Like Tom Brady?
A little bit. Seattle's definitely, they're definitely in a tough spot there.
And here we have the former Pete Carroll.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about what I got. I mean, you could drop Craig Reynolds now. I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs.
I mean, I dropped him before the game last week.
Yeah. I think Purdy. I don't think Purdy plays this week.
Nope.
I mean, just from what we've seen, it's a Monday night game, late reported concussion, and it seems like this year, at least with the NFL, I mean, you can attest to this, covering the Jets. We thought Sauce and DJ Reed were going to play.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, concussion, no problem. And it's like, nope, you're sitting a week, pal.
You thought wrong.
Yeah, and they still beat the fucking Eagles. But yeah, no, those are the guys. You might want to throw Sam Howell in there. And then I guess the sleeper guy is, Watson here.
Dropping him.
I don't know if he's trending towards being droppable, I think, because I think this injury, there's only two ways to go about this injury. One, he just is Derrick Rosing it and doesn't want to play. Or two, it is much more serious than it's being led on.
Yeah, I think it's
and
two.
I'm leaning towards two.
Is Jamal Williams droppable? I'd say yes.
Yes. I mean, he's
the only reason he was relevant last year is because he played into Dan Campbell's and Brian Johnson's system.
But I mean, that role is just good for, double-digit touchdowns, much like, I don't think Raheem Mostert is really anything amazing at the running back position. He's fast per se, but there's not much more there that I think he's really that great. He's number 2 this year in fantasy because he has like 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore is definitely droppable. He's been droppable for me. I don't know about you. He's been droppable for me.
I don't know. That's tough, bro. I think he's getting targeted a lot. He's already had his bye week. I think if you're in a league that starts more than let's say 8 or 9, then I'd hold on to him to fill in.
I think that's fair. I mean, league size
contingent.
Dependent.
Yeah,
contingent dependent. Both of those are dependent and contingent on the other.
I'm just a dependent contingent.
For me, I'm happy to drop Elijah Moore and not think twice about it. I'd rather start Jake Bobo over him. What else we got here?
Jake Bobo.
I'd rather start Jake Bobo. Fields is probably out again, so probably drop Darnell Mooney. Nah, I mean he's hurt. Yeah, I'm reading JL's comment. He's saying is Lockett droppable?
No.
I feel like it's nudging towards that though. I was a little upset with his output this past weekend.
I was pretty mad too because I just traded for him.
He put up 4 and 38. Thought he was going to do a little bit better than that with Lockett out. Now Lockett's practicing. He's questionable. He's definitely a trade candidate for sure. He's someone that you want to get off of sooner rather than later. Looks like we're going to start hitting the lulls of his, he's like a roller coaster of a fucking fantasy player. Like, here's 40 points. Here's 2. Here's 45 points. 3 weeks of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that Seattle's, yeah, man. I don't know. That's a tough schedule, man.
Yeah. And I think if Jerry Jeudy doesn't get traded, he's droppable after the trade deadline.
Oh,
Yeah, I think the only wide receiver you need to be have rostered on that Broncos offense is Cortland Sutton.
and even he's kind of tenable.
Yeah.
He's kind of, I don't have anybody else. I guess I have to throw him out there.
I mean, it happened to me a couple weeks ago, and it worked out.
He seems to consistently find some fourth quarter touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's been making some good catches too. I think he's turning into a different wide receiver, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a spicy one.
Before this last drive that they just had against Jacksonville, I might have said Michael Thomas, but he had a pretty good last drive there with New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
He still kind of feels a little. You're hoping for like tight end production out of Michael Thomas at this point. You could drop Devontae Adams.
Yeah, sure. Especially in leagues that I'm in. Just make sure I wait till I have the number one waiver priority. For no reason at all.
What about Juju and Odell? You could drop them, right? Juju's been dropped. Juju's been droppable. Odell, yeah, I think you could drop Odell.
I don't know why anyone even drafted him.
Deep leagues.
Sure. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to, an offense that is a little tricky right now. It's an offense that is supposed to be high flying, and they finally put it together last week against the Detroit Lions, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. What are we to do with their fantasy value except for Lamar Jackson?
Well, I mean, I think Zay Flowers is pretty stable. I mean, Andrews is, reclaimed.
Andrews for sure.
Yeah, I think he's reclaimed the, tight end two overall or 3 at worst overall. I really like what we're seeing. I mean, it looks sustainable to me. It's not an offense that I was really willing to give up on per se. But yeah, I think as long as Baltimore stays healthy, as long as that O-line stays healthy, this is gonna be the norm for them. They're not gonna put up 38 on everybody, but Todd Monken, as we've been trying to tell everybody, this guy made Baker Mayfield a above average quarterback in Cleveland. None of this looks fluky to me. Now, I don't think they're going to throw up 38 on everybody like they did with Detroit. That seemed like an outlier. But this seems like a team that's going to consistently put up points. And Lamar is this is the first time I think we could say he looks like MVP Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zay Flowers a top 12 dynasty wide receiver? That feels a bit reactionary. I guess I wouldn't.
His one touchdown on the year?
I feel like I can name 12 guys that I'd rather have over him dynasty. So I'd probably say no, but he's a wide receiver too.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably in the 20s for me, like 20 to 24.
Yeah.
Like I just feel. Yeah.
And especially so the wide receivers and the tight ends we pretty much know. I think Rashad Bateman actually, if he can stay healthy, he was actually catching passes last week. And I think that continues. I think he's a part of that offense, just even if he's stretching the field as the deep threat. Also, the running back room, I've given up. I've given up with Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, Keaton Mitchell. I won't be surprised if J.K. Dobbins tries to play this year on one leg.
Yeah, he is rehabbing with Aaron Rodgers. So
if Rodgers can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's Gus Edwards as a plotter there. I'm just not I was never a big Justice Hill guy. Always just kind of like he's a speculative ad. But hey, Gus Edwards is now catching passes and housing them.
What does this world come to where Gus Edwards catches passes?
Kind of crazy.
All right. let's get into a little bit of week 8 football. And obviously, we have to start with Thursday night. We have got the Buccaneers versus the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
I've got the Bills at home taking care of business. But fantasy wise, I mean, other than Mike Evans, like Chris Godwin is questionable. I think he probably will play. And I think that like Mike Evans is probably the only startable player there.
I mean, after watching what Mac Jones just did to the Buffalo defense, I think we're starting to see the signs of losing Tre'Davious White. Matt Milano's out.
Oh, he's still
Yeah.
out?
Isn't he? I thought he broke his kneecap.
Maybe
I thought he died. I thought he died.
Maybe I'm just taking a page out of the Browns book.
Yeah, no, he's still out. Yeah, he's still out.
Mm-hmm. Well, that change is likely out for season.
Yeah. I mean, he snapped his leg in half in London, so Von Miller's not 100% yet. Yeah, man, I think that they're an offense that is definitely throwable. We saw this week with Mac Jones kind of with not much time, man. He just kind of marched New England down the field there and just kind of did whatever they wanted. I do think Baker should be able to throw the ball effectively against them. And I think Buffalo, I don't think Tampa has really anything that can stop Josh Allen.
No.
At least with Todd Bowles, while they are effective against the run, his blitzing style does leave them susceptible to quarterbacks running the ball. Jesus, running the ball when they're running man. I mean, they run man, they blitz a lot.
They're doing running man.
So I think Josh Allen could have a big day on the ground, especially, they're tired. They're going to have to travel up to Buffalo. Buffalo's short travel, New England back home. So I'd expect more points than normal on a Thursday night there. Yeah.
I'm just so glad that the Broncos aren't on every other Thursday night this year because that was so damn boring last year.
It's kind of rough. Yeah. Not the best, except like I said, mine and Justin's favorite game of the year was the field goal fest. The interception and field goal fest known as Broncos versus Colts.
Oh, God. I remember that game.
Might be the worst NFL game in recent memory. That was so bad. We're like, watch this. There's no way he throws a pick. Intercepted. Go the other way. What the fuck? On the very next play, Russell Wilson's drops back to pass. Throws it over the middle. Pitch picked off. Oh, my God. Yeah. And then Denver loses that in laughable fashion. I thought Hackett should have been fired after that game.
Yeah. All right, so I got the Bills winning this one, and I think Rachaad White gets into the end zone in some weird way. Let's move on to a little crystal ball action. This is doing a little bit different this time, but it should be pretty easy. With the lieu of injuries that running backs and quarterbacks have taken this year, and along with wide receivers, it's a little less prevalent there. But who is in your crystal ball backup of the week?
Wow. Tyrod Taylor.
I'm going Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah. Considering we don't think Purdy's going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good choice there. Although Sam Darnold could fuck shit up. Who does San Fran have? Oh, they have Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one, pal. Oh, Tyrod has the Jets. Even worse.
Good luck with that one, pal. Buddy,
pal
guy.
God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, let's switch to running back then. I'm going Foreman against the Chargers.
Going out on a limb there, huh?
I mean, I did last week and I beat you, didn't I?
Jeff, did you beat me in a league?
Yeah,
I'm in so
and
many leagues that like when people like tell me, "Oh, we're playing this week," I'm like, "Which one?"
yeah,
I
in the
don't
Friends
know.
League.
Oh, I don't know. My team probably sucks.
Well, I think you're
Um,
in second place, so I don't think so.
oh, look at that. I'm going Jeff Wilson.
Okay.
No, I'll go Chuba. Chuba against Houston.
Miles Sanders is healthy.
Yeah, I don't think he matters.
After they paid him that money?
I think, mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Is Ramondre a backup now? Oh,
No,
JL
he's
said
not a
Chuba.
backup.
How's
Chuba.
Ramondre not a backup? Isn't
He's
Zeke the
not.
starter there?
No,
Zeke's the
Zeke
starter.
is not.
Zeke's the starter there.
No, no, no,
No.
no, no. And with that, we'll just roll on long.
Put the gun
I
down.
saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that
What's in the Box is a segment where we talk about players that we are selling the bag for. We're going into that box, finding that treasure chest. Who are we selling the bag for today, JT?
Seattle. Anyone on Seattle. Anyone and everyone on Seattle. Seattle.
What about, lo and behold, Raheem Mostert?
So like the problem with Mostert is like, you might be able to get a trade for him in redraft. The problem is the book's out on him. Everybody's just waiting for the injury.
Mm-hmm.
So sure, like if you could get a substantial package for him, yeah, I'd jump to make that move. But it's probably harder. It's probably harder to do than we think. I think Devontae is a candidate for me.
Smith or Adams?
Devontae Smith was last week.
Oh,
I would sell Devontae Smith as well if you can, but I think another week of less than double-digit points might make it a little more difficult. I'm talking about Devontae Adams. That's someone that I'm probably trying to get out from now if I can. Try to sell that he got double-digit targets last week. Try to capitalize on the he might be traded news, which I don't think is going to happen. I do think it's interesting that a lot of betting markets have the Lions as the number one, as the highest rated odds to land Devontae. That's kind of interesting.
really?
Yeah. I'm not opposed to maybe selling high on Kamara.
Okay.
I've been seeing a lot of, I've been getting a lot of questions about Kamara, where it's like, should I sell him for Bijan? Should I sell him for this? I'm just kind of at the point where it's like, damn, I mean, some of the names that you're getting for Alvin Kamara right now, you might have to take in redraft. ETN might be there as well. I think he's in store for a tough week against Pittsburgh. Zach
Come
Moss.
on, Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. Good luck.
Yeah.
I think
Zach-
that sell window closed.
Well, speaking of selling windows, I mean, Zach Moss, that was last week. You should have sold him last week.
He's still top 5 right now. I think he's the 4th ranked running back.
What?
Yeah. I think he's number 4. Pretty sure he's number 4. Yeah.
He's 5. Wow.
No, number 5. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
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 Nah, but he just missed practice. AKA, we're trying to trade his ass.
Yeah.
He's probably a candidate to get traded. We didn't even touch on him. He probably gets moved.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Man, yawns came over here. Dobbs sell windows closed with Kyler practicing in full. Yeah, no, I mean, Seattle's number 1 on my list.
I like that. I like that call.
That's who I'm looking to offload at all cost. Not at all costs, but it's kind of a Mayday situation to me. Tyreek's starting the week off on the injured list.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hip, which is never great, but I'd probably bank. That's probably someone who I would look to target in a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get Tyreek there. Try to capitalize on a little panic there. Yeah. I mean, I think the other ones are fairly obvious, man. You want to trade anyone that has the Titans logo next to their name. So, yeah, no, I mean, those are my biggest ones. Probably slowly selling Washington. Anyone with the Washington symbols probably got to go as well.
Should I trade DK for Aaron Jones?
No, I wouldn't want. No, I'd rather roll DK. Aaron Jones is not someone I want to buy. Is Romeo Dobbs a sell with Watson hurt given the hesitation?
No, but Watson practiced in full today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's healthy.
I mean, I'm selling the entire Green Bay offense for anyone who still believes.
We've been talking about that for 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah, no, I mean, even when they were producing points, I was still I don't think it's sustainable. It was crazy. People were like going buck wild for Jordan Love. Like I saw him get sold for 2-1s. And I was like, you do know he threw for like 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's why that's why it's inflated. But yeah, no, people went buck wild, and yeah, I don't think Green Bay that's just not, that whole situation is a mess. Whether you want to, however you want to spin it, it's not looking good post Rodgers. This does not look like it don't look Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love like a linear transition. It looks rough. It looks rough.
Rugged times,
and not ruggedly handsome.
Whoa! And speaking of not ruggedly handsome, that brings us to our last segment of the.
Oh God, I'm gonna have diarrhea again. It's okay. Mom, bathroom.
Oh, that's a big boy, isn't he?
Eat, Shit, and Die is a trade segment where we talk about horrible trades that you may have encountered in your journey. So put them in the comments. We have some as well. And I'll just kick it off with this one. A 20 Dulcich, a 24 third, and a 25 first for Kelsey.
Yeah, no.
I care that he's 34. Tight ends that don't block live to 38.
Yeah, I mean, being as someone who owns quite a bit of Dulcich and trying to offload him everywhere, he's effectively a fifth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no way to try to really sell Dulcich right now. He's a speculative ad that you'll probably just have to hold for next year in Dynasty. I got so this is my only under 500 team, by the way. I got offered for Travis Kelce in a tight end 2x premium. I'm giving up Kelce. I'm getting Devontae Adams and what looks like the 210.
One more time.
My team's 4-10.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to offload, rebuild. I send out Travis Kelce. It's tight end 2x premium.
Okay.
And I get Devontae Adams and what looks like the 210 back. Doesn't make any sense for my team. I'm not contending. So
no,
it's just like one of those things where it's like the worst trade offers to me are the ones that don't consider like, how does this help the other team? It's mostly just like, oh, I get Travis Kelce. Here's Devontae in a second. Like,
yeah,
that doesn't fucking help my team at all. Like, And then it's like, hey, like, well, if you see something else you like, it's like, well, your initial is so far off that it's like, what's the point? I don't want to waste my time. Should I post your abomination of a trade?
I mean, that was too long ago.
No, it's not. It's within the week.
Anyways, JL Khan said I received one where I sent it Amon Ra for Kelsey and a 1.75 times tight end premium.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any tight end premium where. I mean, that's just tough. Yeah, I don't think there's any tight end premium where, especially given Amon Ra's target share right now, that's too gross.
I would like to analyze this real quick. Actually, let's actually have it. Okay, so tight end premium, half point PPR, PJ Walker and a 24-second for Goddard.
Yeah, you're giving up Goddard.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were getting Goddard.
No.
Yeah, no. what is PJ Walker worth?
Because I have Deshaun Watson.
So I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
Exactly. But going back to the Dulcich trade, this is what I did trade Travis Kelsey for. Travis Kelsey, Singletary, a 25 third for Nick Chubb, Jonathan Mingo, Josh Kelly, Dawson Knox, 24 second and 25 first.
I mean, you hate the Knox injury.
Yeah, but I'm not contending. Oh, but I have Dalton Kincaid too.
I mean, I don't care about Singletary, the 25 third, whatever. Yeah, I mean, look, it puts you in a position to reload for next year. You got to hope for Chubb to kind of bounce back. That's kind of the key to that trade. I would say that's probably like the baseline that I would accept for Kelsey. Just from my stand, I have Kelsey probably rated higher than maybe anyone. I have Kelsey rated stupidly high. I mean, JL and Ewok are in a league where I traded Travis Etienne straight up for Travis Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think it's like 0.5 tight end premium, but for me, it's just like I think Kelsey is that much of a game changer at the position.
Yeah.
He's already number one at the tight end position,
Mm-hmm.
and he missed a game and and he was on one leg the other one. It's just tight ends. There's no good ones. They're all loose.
They're all loose. Not like this podcast though. So smash that like, smash that subscribe. Come back next week, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're here every Wednesday, except last Wednesday because we just had some if, ands, or buts we had to talk about, and butts. And so, y'all know what it is. Fantasy is life. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week.
See ya. Peace.
Bye.